watch this. You're going to be like so super impressed with this. This is high tech is what I'm saying.
Talk is cheap. It's overrated. My actions speak what I'm actually saying. 'Cause in the end, what you do, that's gonna hang around. I said talk is cheap. It's overrated. My actions speak what I'm actually saying. 'Cause in the end, what you do, that's gonna hang around. Well, I've seen a lot of things. Well, I've said a lot of things. Don't amount to nothing, nothing, nothing. Well, I've heard a lot of things. Well, I've seen a lot of things. Well, I've said a lot of things. Don't amount to nothing. Oh, well, I've heard a lot of things. Well, I've seen a lot of things. Well, I've said a lot of things that don't amount to nothing.
Hello, welcome to Talk is Cheap, episode 117. We're back. It's 2022, and this is the first episode of 2022. I'm so excited to be back. We took a little time off. Chewy needed a break. I mean, it was in his contract, and he was just like, listen, we need to stop the show. I need some special attention, and so you need to take a break too. So we took a break. We had some holidays that we celebrated. We celebrated Christmas. We celebrated New Year's Eve. And as a matter of fact, my guests on the show tonight, two of my guests on the show, actually, we celebrated New Year's Eve together with a comedy show. And so I invited them on Talk is Cheap tonight. We have with us Jack Lynch and Rodney Norman, and back with us is Christy Largent. So we have an amazing show. And of course, we have the scorekeeper here and Alex. That's right. We have the Chewy cam. Let's welcome Chewy back. And there he is. There's Chewy. And he's doing what he always does best. He's sleeping because Chewy has had his quiet moments. That's right. This is, of course, the unofficial sponsor here. Quiet moments. Chewy's had a few, and they're working, is what I can say. They're working. He's having a little nap, and he had some Doritos earlier, and so. But anyway, we're happy that Chewy's here, and we're happy that you guys are here. Who's here with us today? Oh, Sharon's here. And Sharon, thank you for the introduction. I appreciate it. Hey, Tom Hoyes, glad you're here. And I know, right? Can you believe it? Sharon, 117. I know. And Chewy is killing it. Oh, it's 116. Did I say 117? It's 116. I lied. It's 116, but we do have 117 coming up next week, God willing. Sven, hey Sven, how are you? How's it going? How's the Svenly skies? Sven is a flight attendant, and he is out there flying around. So there you go. Michelle Van Duzen's with us. Rhonda and her dog. Yes, we're here. Chewy's here. Just look at how happy he is. I just want you to know that he's fine. He's fine. He's just taking a nap. There's nothing wrong with him. So just hold your concerns, please. But anyway, so we have such a fun show for you tonight. I'm so very excited. I'll tell you, we just had a blast ringing in the New Year's. New Year. Don't you hate that when somebody says Happy New Year's? I don't know if that's a New England thing. Happy New Year's. But it's there's only 1 year. It's 2022, but we rang in 2022. Actually, we rang in the last night of 2021. It wasn't midnight when we were still there. I'm not going to lie. All right. Whatever. But no, it was so much fun. It was a great show. Such funny comics I got to work with along with Jim McHugh. It was at the Kate in Connecticut, and we had a blast, just a blast. All right. So without further ado, I would like to welcome my first guest of 2022 besides Chewy. All right, Chewy. Thanks. Um, now this guy has four, not just one, not two, not three, four dry bar specials, you guys. Four dry bar specials. One I just watched recently as Santa Claus. And if you need to watch this, you need to go and watch this. Not right now. Wait until after the show's over. Come on. And it's just excellent. But all of them are excellent. You have to go look at them. Okay, please. All right, and then share them and stuff like that. All right, and he's also he was the winner of the Rhode Island Comedy Festival in 2007. And better than that, you guys, he has a dog named Doug. So please welcome for the very first time to just complete his resume on Talk is Cheap. Here he is, Rodney Norman, everybody.
Oh, hello. Yes, it was a glorious and wonderful experience to be here. Thank you, everyone. Yes. How you doing, Rhonda?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm so excited to have you on. I mean, I had seen some of your, some of your clips before, and I'm like, this guy is funny. I mean, I watched one of your clips. You didn't even have to say anything. You didn't say anything for I don't even know how long. How long was that? You didn't say anything.
Well, that particular video, I think it's about 2 minutes, but I've gone as long as 15 without saying anything at the beginning of the show. Because I was waiting for the audience to stop laughing, and they wouldn't shut up. So I punished them by saying nothing. They just kept laughing at me.
That's funny. Well, tonight don't do that. So that'll just be me talking, and everybody knows they don't want to hear that for that long. So you know what I'm saying.
I think you sound beautiful.
Aw, you're so sweet. Oh, I'm so excited to have you on. Everybody's like, have you ever worked with Rodney? I'm like, no, I haven't. Okay, I haven't worked with him.
Well, that's the thing is your name has been mentioned to me many, many times over the years. People keep telling me about you and saying, oh, you need to work with her, blah, blah, blah. And so it was wonderful that we finally got to actually work together.
I know, that was so cool. And we didn't even plan it. We didn't plan it.
It was all Jim.
It was Jim McHugh. He brought us together. Yes. So it was awesome. I got to watch a little bit of your show, of course, because then I had to follow you. Like, come on. Like, was that even fair? I'm like, what was I even thinking, agreeing to that? But anyway, no, it was
fun. You're too kind. You're too kind.
Oh my goodness. So fun. So fun. So what have you been up to?
Since then, absolutely nothing. No, I got a $500 Jeep that I bought a couple years ago that was barely running, and I drove cross country to Utah, and been hanging out here. Yeah, I had a family thing in Missouri I had to get to. I don't want to find everybody out, but it was, one of those family things that you have to attend regardless of what your situation is. So I went there and then found myself on my way to Utah, and I'm hanging out here doing some stuff. I did a commercial, and I got to open for Pauly Shore by accident.
Oh, wow. How did that come about?
So Pauly Shore is doing this one-man show where he tells his life story, because it's a unique story. It's absolutely surreal to hear him telling the stories that he's, of his childhood, of, having Richard Pryor and Robin Williams at his house having a party, and he goes out to ask people to be quiet, and it's some of the most famous people in the world in his front room. It's a unique life that he's had. Well, anyway, so he's doing this one-man show, and he was doing it at the club in Salt Lake City, Wise Guys in Salt Lake, and he's basically putting it all together and rehearse. This is his way to get it prepared for a bigger bigger things like
Right.
Netflix or whatever. He ends up
Right.
putting
Right.
it on. So well, anyway, so there's a big video screen behind him. He's got he's got pictures going on and little video clips. He's got music going the whole time. It's a big audio visual production. Well, they brought him on stage, the audio visual part fell apart. They had a bunch of technical issues, and they had to turn the laptop off that everything was on and
Oh,
reboot everything. And so he was, like, well, I'm gonna, he's a professional. He had the audience going anyway, but he's like, hey, look, I gotta leave the stage until we get this figured out, so I can come back and do this properly, the way
yeah.
it's written. And so he comes off stage. Well, the owner of the club, Keith Stubbs, was standing there off stage and said, hey, because we don't know how long this is going to be, why don't we put Rodney up there? And because he can do as much time as we need him to.
Right.
And so, it was one of those moments, when you're a kid, you dream of going to a football game and in the middle of the game, their best player gets hurt, and the coach turns around and says, I need you to come and get it. Those moments you think you hope to happen. It was one of those moments where it's like, hey, I need you to go in. And so I didn't even have time to think about how stupid this was. Because they've already seen Paulie. They've already seen him, and now he's left the stage. And now
Right.
some other, schmuck's gonna come up here and do some time. But Paulie announces me. I go up there. I did about 5-7 minutes, I guess. Did a few jokes. Did a wonderful job because I'm very entertaining. Audience love and adore me. And then brought him back up, and it went great. But it was just a surreal moment of just, I'm sitting there off stage, just watching the show, and next thing I know, I'm on stage doing time. So it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool.
It's probably a good thing you didn't have too much time to think about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I had no time to put a set list or anything. I mean, it's just go up there and go for it. And so I just went up there and just started doing my stuff.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
Yeah,
that's great. And now here you are. I mean,
now here I am with Rhonda.
Telling it on Talk is Cheap. I mean, what? Oh my gosh. It's like it was for the show.
Yes.
Yeah, which, that's why and how most things happen is so you can relay them on Talk is Cheap.
Absolutely.
Andrea want to know where in Missouri, because she lives in Kansas City.
Oh, not far from there, north, in a little town called Gallatin. It's just it's up by St. Joe, Cameron area. My sister has a restaurant there called BB's Cafe.
Oh, cool. BB's Cafe, everybody. So if you're in the area, make sure you go check it out. What kind of food is it?
Just she serves breakfast all day. It's just kind of a diner, meatloaf, hamburgers.
That's the best.
That kind of stuff. Just comfort food, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what it's called.
Alice says hello, and she wants to welcome you. Alice is always hanging out. She was very excited that our show's starting back up because.
Well, hello, Alice. Thank you for joining us.
And Michelle, I agree. Very cool story, and I did get the exclusive. So that's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's too cool. That's too cool. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know about you, but I have disappointment sometimes, Rodney. I mean, that wasn't a disappointment unless I had been next to you and they picked you to go up. Do you know what I mean? Then I might have been a little sad, and understanding too, because that would make a lot of sense. But anyway, so we are going to bring up, she's amazing, life coach. She is no stranger to Talk is Cheap. She's here to get us through. She's gotten us through a lot, and she's here to help us get through our disappointments. And so please welcome back Christy Largent, everybody. Christy.
Christy.
Hello.
Yay, Christy.
Well, I was really racking my brain, Rhonda. How on earth were you going to segue from that story to a topic of disappointment? Because I'm like, okay, let's talk about the exact opposite of what we just heard.
I know.
So good job on figuring out a way to kind of transition.
That's what I do, Christy. You know what I mean? I like to bring disappointment right into talking to you.
You're a master. Like, what would have been disappointing in that is if you had gotten up there and told us you bombed or something horrible like that. I mean, that would have been one you may not have shared.
Yes. Trust me, if I had bombed, I would have never mentioned it.
You got booed off the stage or something, right?
It's a cool story, though. I haven't that like you when you said the name Pauly Shore, I was like, whoa, there's a blast from the past. Like I can't remember the last time I heard about him, so I think that's pretty cool, exciting.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, let's move all the way back to our holidays and think for a moment, were the holidays as perfect as you had hoped they would be? Are they ever? Is life ever?
No, life is not ever.
No,
I did have some great I did have a great a holiday, so I have to say that. And I had a great New Year's Eve because like I was hanging out with Rodney and Jack and
in a live show, right? A live show. Yeah. How awesome is that? Yeah. Well, I know you asked me to talk about disappointment, dealing with disappointments, because I'm like known as the positivity person.
Right.
So how do we deal with disappointments in such a way that we don't get held back by them, or we don't get consumed with them, or we don't let disappointment keep us from what's really out there for us? And so I thought, well, when I was thinking through how I was going to present this to you guys, I'm like, let me think about if, for example, at Christmas time, it did not go the way you had hoped. You had planned this fabulous family event with your dearly beloved, and you just knew it was going to be wonderful and everybody was going to get along and you're going to have delicious food and play games and just love on each other, right? Because we're finally back together after being apart during this whole COVID fiasco. Well, it might not have gone out like that, right? Maybe your mother was still critical and a little bit distant, or maybe your brother drank too much. Or maybe your sister ran around trying to get everybody happy and you got stuck in the kitchen trying to get all the food out before everything went cold, and it just was not.
And something burned, or somebody didn't bring something that they said they were going to bring.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute.
Exactly. So I see you may have heard of somebody who had an experience like
yes,
this,
it wasn't me, but
other people, right? These other people.
Others.
And so what do you do? And so let me give you three things, because you know me, I always have to make 3 points. It's the Baptist in me. I won't make them rhyme, but
do they all start with the same letter? Because
they all start with the same letter. No. But there's 3 points. The point number 1. I want you to identify the true issue. When you're feeling a disappointment, I don't care what it is. It could be a Christmas dinner. It could also be like the way that your boss gave the project you really wanted to somebody else instead of to you. I mean, we all have these disappointments. So
right. I want say all of your shows in January got canceled, because that could be something that could have happened.
Yeah, with Omicron. Did that happen? That really happened?
Yeah, no, really. Every single one by one, all my shows canceled in January. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's disappointing. So you have
Christy.
a couple ways that you can handle it. One is identify the true issue. And I want you to go into kind of analyst mode, because often what happens is we like jump to judgment. We're like, oh my gosh, they canceled. I know it's because if I'd been a headliner, like they would have never canceled on me, which is totally not true. But for some reason, our brain will often go to that, to the negative. So what we want to do is we want to focus on the analysis of what's going on. For you, like, thank you for that example. They all canceled one by one. Okay. Hello, we're still dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with a skittish public that doesn't know what's true and what's not. This has basically nothing to do with you, right? That's the true analysis of it. So by being identifying the true issue, it really gives you clarity. And then secondly, go ahead and feel the feelings around the real issue. So it's sad, it's disappointing, right? I had really looked forward to this. I was hoping these bookings would lead to more bookings. So I was hopeful. And now I'm not only am I disappointed, but I'm sad and I'm discouraged because now, and I'm worried because how is the rest of the year going to play out if this happens? I mean, there's some real feelings that come up around these disappointments. And I was raised that you just kind of brush them aside and ignore them and, get back on the horse and come on, go with it.
Yeah.
But what I've learned is that it's okay. And in fact, it's really important that we let ourselves process these feelings. Just feel them and recognize they're valid. They're just part of it. And I think it helps when you've already done the analysis ahead of time, because then it kind of validates your feelings and you're making sure that your feelings are not on something wrong. For example, well, if I were better, they wouldn't have canceled. And so then you start feeling really negative towards yourself, which is false.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
yeah. And it's so true. I just wanted to backtrack. We did come from that time of suck it up and move on. Just right. I mean, I did.
Yeah.
So, and it's very hard not to put that on your children either. You know what I mean? Because we did come from the land of suck it up.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have I said, suck it up, buttercup? Come on, let's chop, let's move forward. And that's, there are times for that.
Right.
But I think we do ourselves a disservice, and maybe we take an extra trip to the freezer for some ice cream when we haven't processed.
She has a camera in here.
I've heard about people who do that. Yeah. So anyway, okay. 1, identify your true issue. 2, let yourself feel the feelings. And then 3, reframe it to what you really want it to be. So what you're going to be like, I'm so glad that once this Omicron is gone, I believe things will start getting back. Right. I'm so glad that once we have a stronger immunity to this, that we'll all be doing comedy shows all year long. You reframe it into what you want. I'm so glad, like with my silly family, or the family that I was talking about, that actually was not my family, but my brother did not do it.
It was hers. June said it was hers.
Yeah. I'm so thankful that my parents are both living, right? They didn't act the way I wanted them to, but I'm so thankful that they, that they're still around.
Right.
And so one thing I might try next time, so maybe the next time my shows get canceled, I know this is going to happen again. I don't know when, but chances are in your career, you're going to have shows canceled, right? So next time this happens, I'm going to set the timer and I'm going to sit down for 30 minutes. I'm going to write some comedy about it. I'm developing a plan ahead of time.
Right.
So that when something like this happens, I will be prepared, and I'll be more proactive. And there's something about taking proactive action that really helps us feel better.
Right.
It's something like you get a little sense of control back, because when they cancel all those shows, everything's out of control. Nothing is in your control. So if you can take a little bit back and make it be a little bit more proactive with the way you're going to process it, it just makes you feel better.
Right. So like for me, I had that extra time. So what was I going to do with that time? So I took a lot of the jokes that I was working on and I wrote them down and wrote them out. And I was like, I'm bringing them to the stage the next time I go on stage.
Yeah.
And so, and I did do that. So
yes, you did.
Yeah.
Because you're a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of it. It's pretty.
You heard it here, everyone.
Yeah. Talk is cheap. Christy said, Rhonda is a professional.
I'm a professional because I was.
So, and the thing I love about these is, like, when I was coming up with this, I'm like, I'm preaching to myself here too. Right? Because we all have disappointment. It could be, every single day you can have disappointment. It's how do you handle it? And by keeping top of mind, okay, let me focus on what's really happened. Let me go ahead and experience the feelings. Now let me move on and reframe it into what I really want it to be. And that keeps you from getting stuck. Because I do know people who live in regret because they've allowed the disappointments in life to derail them from what they were put on earth to do. So I don't want that for anyone. And I know these things that we talked about will keep that from happening.
I agree. So let's go over the 3 one more time. Sure. So number 1 was
identify the true issue. Identify the true issue. So you're going to be very clear. Don't be judgmental. Don't go with, what you think. Just identify the real issue here. What is the true issue that you're disappointed about? All right. Number 2, let yourself feel the feelings around it.
Right.
Just let yourself have that. Nothing wrong with it. You just don't want to stay there. We know it because we know thoughts create feelings. I always have to say this. It's so important. Thoughts create feelings. Feelings do not create thoughts. Although feelings can create worse thoughts.
Yes, they can.
Thoughts are what started it. Thought starts the feeling. So if you want to feel different, what do you have to do? Think different, which is why we let ourselves feel that after we've identified the true issue, and then we move forward. And we do that by reframing the situation. Number 3, reframe it into what you want it to be.
There you go. And you heard it here, you guys. So now you know how to deal with disappointment. So if you're disappointed with this show,
do 3 things.
Reframe it. Let's reframe it, you guys.
Let's reframe it.
Christy, Christy, I love having you. You'll be back. Thank you so much for helping us deal with disappointment. And hopefully in 2022, we're not going to have too much more.
Really?
We'll have them, but
Yeah. We'll handle them better.
Donna said, loved it, needed to hear this. So, and you know what, you guys, if you want to follow Christy, you can do that. And all of her social media is up there. And it's also scrolling across the screen so fast that I can't get to it. Let me see. Christy Largent, just go to ChristyLargent.com. All your social medias are right there on your website, and you can connect with her.
Yep,
Christy,
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Rhonda.
We'll see you back in 2022. We'll have you back.
Anytime. Bye.
All right. Bye.
See you, Christy.
That's awesome. And somebody said hi to you before. Oh, it's Tyler Hittner. You want
our good friend Tyler.
Yes, our friend Tyler. With a fresh little baby. He's got a new baby. Thank you, Susan. Susan said I was amazing. I didn't even have to pay her to say that. That's really sweet. Thank you. That was awesome. See, we always have to have, some pro tips here, some life lessons, something that you can leave with besides all the fun. But we're going to continue having fun, Rodney, because that's what Talk is all about. Because that's right. Because our next guest, he's a comedian. He started his comedy career in 1991. He founded Comics for Recovery, which is a safe place for recovering addicts to go, right? And have some fun comedy time.
Yes.
Wow. It's amazing. I can't believe how I became a talk show host. Maybe it's because no one could stop me because I just stream it live from my pages. Anyway, please welcome for the very first time, Jack Lynch, everybody.
Yay!
Oh, I love the applause. That's awesome.
Do you love that? Yeah, it's a little something I carry around the house. You can't
carry an audience around the house.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, trust me, the people that live here don't applaud for me. So I'm like, well, I I just
Who can
carry
say
it
that?
around.
My audience is in my purse right here. Here we go. It's like,
I should actually bring it on stage with me just in case something doesn't work out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
A little hacky, but whatever.
I didn't realize Christy was leaving because I was just like nodding my head to everything she said. and like during COVID, I got laid off early, March 2020, and I personalized it. I was just like, but I knew for like a day or two, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening to me.
Yeah.
Like it's like the whole world, and I totally personalized it. And but it's interesting how things work out. And I've been last few years more into like Buddhism and stuff, and just how things are impermanent, and when things change, it usually a lot of times it's for the better. And so it did end up working out way for the better. I ended up with a way better job, like this whole other, and I had 10 months off to be at the beach just almost every day. It was crazy. So
right.
It gave me a taste of what it might be like to retire. And so it was fun. And just how things change. And, I also have a story about the comedian that Rodney was doing the show with.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you really? I would like to hear it.
Yeah.
I would like to
there's
hear it.
hesitation in your voice.
What's that?
I sense some hesitation in your voice.
Yes. Well, it was a little different. I was actually working with him in Tampa. I did 3 nights with him. And what he was doing, him and his buddies were going. I can't believe I'm telling the story because now it sounds like it's totally different.
It's a clean show, Justin. It's a clean.
Oh yeah, no,
show.
I mean,
okay.
it's I can leave out.
Like, where's he
no,
going?
nothing graphic. Yeah.
Okay.
But so him and his friends would go to the beach during the day, and they're telling all these beautiful girls they're on the guest list. So literally 3 nights in a row, there'd be a list, and they'd have to get the guy that was Paulie's right-hand man and said, this girl says she's on the list. Is she? Like, they didn't have names, nothing. Like, they didn't. So he would let in like 80 girls or whatever at night.
Oh, wait, you were blue. You were the blue tankini.
Right. So it was this. I it was just the opening act. It was just kind of like, but you see people lined up. Yeah, you in the blue bikini. So people are lining up, and it's apparently there was porn stars there and strippers, but I just thought it was interesting that he went to the beach and told all these women they were on the guest list, and the door guys were just kind of befuddled, like, all right, who's on the list, who's not? Like, we have no names, we have nothing. And so they had his guy had to say, she can come in, like, which is weird.
Wow, that's crazy.
That was 19. I think that was 99-ish, 2000 maybe.
Yeah, he was still pretty hot back then.
Yeah, he was packing them in.
Still shows out. I mean, people still want to come see him. So
right. It was interesting. He had this dead fish handshake. I was like, "Hi," and I was just like,
"Yeah, he's Hollywood." I'll admit that.
Yeah, but it was.
I can confirm that the ladies like Paulie, and Paulie likes the ladies.
Yes, that's right. And who can blame him? But it was just interesting, just seeing people and just different.
Yeah, it's interesting to hang out with people who are like that. They're like super famous. And when I say super famous, I mean, you mention their name. You don't have to explain to somebody who they are.
You don't have to Google them.
Yes, you don't have to go, oh, well, he did this and that. It's like you just say Pauly Shore. Everybody, at least our generation, knows who Pauly Shore is.
Right.
So,
I had to Google him.
It's funny hanging out with because they're and that's the fun thing about his show is that you get to kind of get a glimpse of what it's like to be him, and it is just so weird. It's like I can't even imagine trying to live that kind of life.
Yeah.
And it is another story. One of the shows, he did like 5 shows or whatever, but one of the shows, the host brings me up as a guy from Boston, and it turns out there's people in one side of the front of the room and one side from Boston and New York. And they started like the New York people booed me when I was from Boston. Then the Boston people, and they literally ended up being like this fight. And they were just kind of, they had to drag some people out. And then I had to like continue on. Like, how do I follow that?
Yeah.
I like all the states. I don't know.
Right.
Hey, Alice wanted to say hi to you.
Hi, Alice.
And Robert G. Lee is very concerned that he thinks you're a giant and you need to organize a fundraiser.
I am.
For a house where he doesn't hit the ceiling. He thinks
Jack is very tall. I can confirm.
I'm 6'7" in my mind. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in my attic, and this is the clearest spot for my desk and everything else. So,
all right.
I could drag it out to the kitchen if that works.
Robert G. Lee is a comedian friend of mine, so he's being himself.
That's awesome. It's funny because I heard that a lot. I'll be on Zoom meetings and people are like, "Where are you?" It's like, Jack, I'm afraid you're going to hit your head.
Are you okay? Are you locked in a closet somewhere? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a hostage.
That's hilarious. Oh,
definitely a hostage.
That's too funny. Well, I was telling everybody, all the people, how we got to work together on New Year's Eve. And that was just such a fun show and such a fun audience. And everybody was masked. And even though they were masked, it was a great audience. Like you could hear the laughter, even through their masks.
Yeah. Well, and I was making fun of them because they were like, I said, I feel like I'm telling jokes to hostages. All they're going to do is keep you alive. Like these people duct taped to their chairs or something.
But yeah, it was a great, fun show. It's a nice place, the Kate. That was a really nice place. Nice theater.
Beautiful. It was beautiful. It was
fun to get to work with you guys. But I don't know if you know this, but I do a little thing on my show. And it's a segment that I like to call You've Got Game. This is where I pit my guests against each other to play for, of course, the very coveted Rhonda Corey Comedy Hand Sanitizer. 100% clean comedy, 100% clean and sanitized hands. That's right. This prize is valued at $2,500, because we still need it. And see, here's the thing. I'm not a very good scorekeeper. So I used to play these games and I try to keep score. I'm terrible. Of course, my tech guy over here, my co-producer, he's not good at it either. So I have to find an official scorekeeper. So let's welcome the official scorekeeper. They're back in 2022. That's right. The scorekeeper is here. Very official. We're making it very official. That's right. It is game time, Fran. Fran loves game time. That's right.
Yay.
So tonight's game is called Stop It. Would you please? We have masks. That's right. We have masks. Let's not me $15,000. I get so distracted by this scorekeeper. Oh my gosh. I know, Sharon, you're excited. It's going to be fun too tonight because tonight's game is called Get Your Game On.
All right.
That's right. What we're going to be
I thought this was the family show.
It is. Yes. Oh my gosh. We love Rhonda. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
Rodney pulls himself off.
Oh my gosh. Let's meet our players. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, let's meet our players. We have Jack and we have Rodney. Oh my gosh. There you go. There you go. Rodney and Jack. Oh, these are just and who is that?
Mystery guest?
I guess. I don't know. Okay.
Jack is the scholarly gentleman, and I am the hairy weirdo.
I guess.
I don't know if I'm scholarly.
Very good call. Good call, scorekeeper. Calling it like it is.
The rules are guess the correct answer.
Could there be a tougher rule?
We're going to show you a game show, and these are not super current because I don't know those. And you're going to have a couple of chances to win. That's right. You're going to be able to name the game show and name the OG. Do you know what that means? OG host. That's me being cool, original. See, I'm cool. You're going to name the OG host, and then maybe for bonus points, who knows? I don't know. All right. Are you ready? We're going to show you the first clue. All right, Alex. Here's your first clue. You're going to type in the answers. Remember how to do that, right? We want you guys to remember how to type in your answers.
Yep.
A nod, something, some kind of acknowledgement.
We're going in the typing them in the chat, right?
No, you're going to type them in where your name is. Remember?
Oh, yes. Oh,
okay.
Okay.
That's right. Every show. You guys, every show. Oh my gosh, it cracks me up. All right, ready? All right, Alex, bring up our first clue. All right. This was a game show. It started in 1972, 50 seasons long. All right, so they're typing in their answers. You're going to hide their answers, right, Alex? So when they type them in, we won't be able to see them. There we go. All right, so, and I have, you're not even going to believe this contestant, who this contestant is. You actually know that contestant. Our audience is playing along.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you ready? All right. The correct answer is The Price is Right. The Price
Woohoo!
is Right. Right. The Price is Right.
I stayed at home a lot of times when I was a kid, being sick, just so I could watch The Price is Right.
I can't believe I got that wrong. I can't believe. I'm like, what? I don't know
got
why in my
that
mind. The
wrong.
Price is Right.
You did get that. That's okay. We won't hold it against you. So I don't even care. Yeah, that's the wrong answer. Sorry, that is the wrong answer. But The Price is Right. Bob Barker is the correct answer, and Drew Carey so is the current host, not the OG. So yeah, I mean, you scored some serious points there, and Jack, you did not. And I am going to save who that guest is. Maybe we can bring it up afterwards because you know why. You know why. All right. You can make it up though. You can make it up, Jack. It's don't give up yet. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Can't wait.
All right. You seem super excited right now. Let's see how for our audience did. Fran said it was The Price is Right. Robert G. Lee said The Price is not incorrect. And yes, The Price is Right. The Price is Right. And let's see. Bob, let's get more sexy spokesmodels, Barker. Oh my gosh. Oh, Robert G. Lee. Why do I put up your comments? I don't know. Because they are kind of funny. Anyway, yes, we know. All right. We don't have to have a scandal here on Talk is Cheap. All right, ready? Let's put up your next clue.
Here we go.
All right. Your next clue is, oh my goodness. What game is this? And who is the host? It's actually the OG is the current host. Do you know that this game started in 1979 and it is in its 39th season? I feel so smart right now. So type in your answers, you guys. I love this game. This was my mom's favorite game. It was my mom's favorite game. Every night, 7 o'clock, I think it is, right? 7 o'clock. All right. Are you guys ready to reveal your answers?
Woohoo!
All right. Let's see. You said Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak. Let's see what our audience said. Fran said it's Wheel of Fortune, as does Tom. Tom's being super cool, just calling it Wheel. Donnell Cooper says Wheel of Fortune with Pat Sajak. And Robert G. Lee says Wheel of Fortune with Pat Sajak and Vanna White. The correct answer is Wheel of Fortune, Pat Sajak, and yes, Vanna White too. Let me see. Now, I don't know where there you go. There we go. You guys are both correct. And Vanna White is actually, she was the OG letter turner. I wonder if I wonder
She
if,
did. She has hosted a couple times in Pat.
yeah, she has. When Pat
but
was
she's horrible at it. So they said, Vanna, go back to just turning things.
Turn the letters, Vanna. Imagine that. She's made a career out of that. But that picture before, you put that back up. So she was actually a guest on The Price is Right. That's a 23-year-old Vanna White.
Woo!
Yeah, can you believe it?
Look at that. We're getting crossover.
I know it. Just so cool. I'm gonna say $1, Bob. I'm just gonna say $1. People would do that. Anyway,
I'm gonna go 701.
Yeah, exactly.
$1.390.
All right, are you ready? You guys are killing it in the audience. All right, we have the next one up. This is going to be good. I can tell. Is it curtain number 1, curtain number 2, or curtain number 3? All right, type in your answers. I loved this game, this game show where people would dress up in crazy costumes. Look at them all. They had crazy costumes, and that was the I can't say what it is because it might give something away. But there was zonks behind one of the curtains, right?
Yep.
That was very sad when they would get like a. Do you think they got to keep like the camel, whatever they had? Some crazy things. Like I bet they never got to keep the camel. Anyway, all right. Let me know when you guys are ready. You ready yet, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
You typed in make sure you hit save.
I think I did. Let me make sure.
Jack, I know Jack's got this one.
Okay, are you ready? Let's make a deal with Monty Hall and Wayne Brady, and The Price is Right with Monty Hall. Jack's going backwards. He's going backwards. All right, let's see.
I can't believe I did that.
I know.
I blame my headache.
I know.
I know.
I'm hurting your head even more. Let's see. Let's make a deal with Monty something or other.
Monty Hall. The Price is Right.
Let's make a deal. Make a deal. Tom just only wants to make a deal. And let's make a deal. All right. Yes. Monty Hall and the current, which I love Wayne Brady. I just love him. Wayne Brady. It started in 1963 to 1976 was the first Let's Make a Deal, if you didn't know that. So that is pretty cool. So you're still, how are we doing? Are you scoring our points there? What, you're putting up the points there. Okay. Oh, you're black and white, or is it? Yes. Oh, okay. All right.
Scorekeeper is using a backgammon set. That's impressive.
Oh my gosh, I was just talking about a backgammon set and how I needed one. I don't know how to play backgammon, but I don't have one. Anyway, okay. I was supposed to get one for my birthday. Did I mention I just had my birthday?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You 24, 25?
About that. Mm-hmm. About that. Anyway, we don't have to talk about the age. We just have to celebrate the day. Okay.
All a number. It's all just.
I celebrated my birthday for a week. Like I do. I celebrate it for as long. I make it last as long.
Yeah. If you're an Instagram person, you stretch it out for a whole month.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the key.
A month. Well, here's
the presents rolling in.
Well, here's the problem. My son's birthday is a week from mine, and he always got all the glory and you know what I'm saying? He had the big party, and it was all about him. Whatever. Anyway,
I think we need Christy to come back.
I think. So I had an
How
incredible.
not to resent your own children.
We got to reframe this.
I did. I had an incredible birthday, so I need to refrain. I need to refrain from a lot of things. Let me see. And thank you, Kevin. He said I don't look like he's over 23. So he obviously needs a new computer. Okay, so all right, we're gonna put up our next clue. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I love that wheel. I love that wheel. That's awesome.
Win a mask.
Look at the shop at Macy's. What else? What else do we have? Tell a joke. Venmo Rhonda. I like that. Steal 50 points. Win a mask. That's awesome. Lose all points. That's not how we play. All right. Okay, good. Put up the next clue, Alex. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember this game show?
Yeah.
And I won't say who the host is, but he would be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Do you remember that? 2 and 2. Just in case you were wondering. All right, you guys, let's see if you got this one. No idea, Sharon? Come on. I know, Alice. We love that scorekeeper, right? 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Now, this was kind of, no, let's see, you guys. Ooh, this is very interesting to me. All right. How we doing, Jack?
Good.
Good. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, I don't know. This is really interesting to me. This was like really cool because this was like one of the first shows that used computers. All right. The name, let's see, you have the dating game with Chuck Woolery and you have the dating game. Let's see. Fran and Sharon have no idea. Alice says it's a dating game, as does Tom. No, it's not the Brady Bunch. The dating game. Do you know that I have to tell you this? It's very sad, but every single one of you was wrong. The show was The Love Connection. Love Connection.
With Chuck Woolery.
And with Chuck Woolery.
I knew Chuck Woolery was involved.
Chuck Woolery. He would be back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And it was about getting a date. You would have 3 people. You would see little video clips actually from your, you had 3 people to choose from, and they were all goofy. And then they'd go out on a date, and then they would show the date sometimes, like from the last contestant. I loved that show. It was so 80s. It started in 84, actually. All right.
Updated version of the dating game.
Yes. All right, you guys, you're going to know this one. I know you're going to know this one. All right, Alex, hit it. Good luck, says the scorekeeper. I loved this show. Did you love the show? I loved the show. X gets the score. Okay. Robert thinks that you're getting taller. Jack, he thinks you're getting taller. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this show was awesome. Just awesome. All right. Let's see.
The host.
Are you ready? I know the host. I have to be honest with you. I couldn't remember the name of the host, and I knew the host. I might have had to look that up. You both couldn't remember the host. Let's see. You both said it was Hollywood Squares, as did Robert G. Lee. And no, it's still not the Brady Bunch. Squares. Hollywood Squares. No, it's not, Alice. But Hollywood Squares is the correct answer. And you ready? You're going to know the name once you hear it. Peter Marshall.
Ah, yes.
Peter Marshall. Yeah. I didn't know it until afterwards either. Like I had to look it up. And then oh yeah, Peter Marshall. So who was your favorite square?
Paul Lynde.
Oh,
he was hysterical.
Was he funny or what?
It was the best.
Oh my goodness.
I heard the funniest story about him, but I can't tell it here.
Okay.
He died young too, sadly. He died young.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
He was a
He
treasure.
did. What did he die from? Do you know? Like
I think he had a heart attack, early 50s. I think he drank a lot, I think.
Yeah, I think I thought so too. I thought so too. Oh my goodness. Now he was hysterical. The answers he would come up with are just, do you think they fed them the answer? I mean, they
did. They
fed them the questions.
Yeah, they had the questions. They had teams of writers working with them. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so. But it was a great game.
Oh, it was so fun.
And then Rich Little.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Rich Little was great too. But yeah, Paul Lynde was definitely the best. And I loved him on Bewitched too, as Uncle Arthur.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was.
Yeah. Hey, Jason Earls. Hey, Jason. Glad to see you here. So Robert G. Lee said yes. So Robert G. Lee has done like warm-up. He was a warm-up comic for a lot of different shows and stuff. Yeah, really cool. He's been on the show a couple times. I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag, but it's a fun place to hang out sometimes. All right. Are you ready for this one? This one, you guys will remember this one. This is a favorite 70s show. And actually it previewed in the 60s, which I did not know. All right, Alex, put it on up. And I bet you remember the snappy music. Oh my goodness. Who is in this panel? Brett? Yeah. Who is that?
Ava Gabor. Ava Gabor.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
She was on Green Acres.
Yes.
Charles Nelson Riley up top.
Charles Nelson Riley. And Franny. Fanny Flagg. That's who it was. Fanny Flagg and Bill Daly. Bill Daly, of course, he was in Bob Newhart, and of course on I Dream of Jeannie, right? Charles Nelson Riley, and I don't know who that is I can't see.
Tony Danza.
Oh, it looks like Tony Danza, but no, it
says Bart.
Bart. I don't know who that is. Anyway, that was a fun show. Do you guys know what it was?
Funny.
I won't try to sing.
I know. I can't remember the name of it.
Well,
it's funny because I remember the catchphrase in it.
Try to remember what they used to have to do in the game. Do you remember like the object of the game? Brett Favre looks total. Brett Favre looks totally different.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. All right. What do you think there? Take a guess there, Jack. What was the catchphrase? All right, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's show their answers. Match game. My mind went blank. Yes.
That's the title of my autobiography.
Yes. Has that ever happened to you on stage?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it happened one time. I was emceeing at a show for Angela Johnson. And the middle guy was someone I just met him. I'd heard a lot about him, but I just met him. His name is Alingnon Mitra. And I was so concentrated on getting his name correctly that, when he left the stage, I go, give it up for Alingnon Mitra. I'm trying to make sure I say it right. And all that mental focus of remembering his name, her name completely left my mind. And here I'm supposed to be bringing up the headliner, and I have no idea what her name is. She just comes walking up and staring at me, and she's whispering, she's yelling at me, Angela Johnson. And I'm like, give it up for him.
Oh my God.
Complete brain fart. could not remember her name for nothing, even when I'm staring at her.
Oh my gosh. How about you? How about you, Jack?
Yeah, it's happened like just in the middle of my set. I used to have this kind of I'd always think of like a throwaway line. I just always have it in my head that if that happened, or sometimes I used to do this thing where I just take a drink and just drool it all over myself, and it would give me a minute. Because all I kept thinking about was, Curly. Supposedly, when he started doing the spinning on the floor, he would do that when he first started doing that because he couldn't remember his lines. So he would do that till he remembered his line, and then it got such a laugh that he kept doing it. But so
funny.
At one time, Don Gavin's bringing me up, but he goes, "Yeah, coming to the stage right now, a very funny guy, Jackie." There's Jackie Flynn, is another comedian. He goes, "Jackie Flinch." It was hysterical because he just kind of looked stumped, like Jackie Flynn. He went to say Jackie Flynn. Flinch.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Well, match game is the correct answer. Yay. All right, and let's see. Robert G. Lee got it right. Nope, it's not my line. What's like I said that. And yes, and Gene Rayburn. Gene Rayburn, you guys.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, but I thought Gene Rayburn was a little creepy. I'm just saying. He creeped me out just a little bit. Okay. Match game. Yes, Fanny. Yes. Something square. No. Let's see. And yes. She was married to Jack Klugman. You're absolutely right.
Really?
Yeah. Brett. What was Brett's? It started with a B, maybe. I can't remember Brett's last name.
There was Brett Butler, but I don't.
I know Brett Butler's the comic, right? The blonde comic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, anybody? Brett something
Brett
or other.
Summers? Is it Brett Summers?
Oh, maybe that could be it. Gene lived on the Cape, really, for a little while. I don't know. I'm sorry, but he always creeped me out. I'm sorry. He just a little creepy. Anyway, all right. Well, he's not here anyway to pick up. I'm sure he didn't. Even if he was, he wouldn't watch my show. Whatever, Gene. Okay. So we're gonna move along. Let's do one more because you have to get this one. We're gonna do one more. All right, Alex, go ahead. The scorekeeper. Oh my gosh.
I get everything out of order.
Now we get this one.
Who's that? Who is it?
Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass.
Yes, Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass, right? Is that so 70s, that background with the flowers and the oh my gosh. Okay. Is it Bachelor number 1? Say hi to Carrie. Hi, Carrie. The dating game. Yes, the dating game is the correct answer. Let's see. Alice says the dating game. And I almost said the darting game, which sometimes it should have been the dating game. Yes. Peter Bianco, how's it going? Donnell, the dating game. That's right, you guys. It is the dating game. That is the absolute correct answer. Does anybody know who the host was? You know how I know? Because I have Google. That's how I know. I had to look this up. I mean, I knew what he looked like, with the hair and the glasses, but I did not know his name. I couldn't remember it. Anybody out there?
I could come up with it.
I know that was the other one that I had to look up. I had to look that up. Peter Marshall and him. But anyway, it was Jim. I believe you pronounce it Jim Lange. Jim Lange. Lange. Jim Lange.
Lange or Lang? Or, I don't know.
Was it Lang or Lange?
Yeah, it'll just be Lang.
Lang. Jim Lang. The E is silent.
I didn't even know he had a name.
You know, like that song, Jimmy Lang, Jimmy Lang, Jimmy Lang.
All right, do you know?
Jimmy Lang?
Do you know some of the guests that were on that show? Some of the famous celebrities: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Farrah Fawcett, Tom Selleck, Sally Fields, John Ritter, just to name a few.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? They were on the dating game. Well, you guys, this has been amazing.
It truly has.
Oh, that's right. George Clooney was on as well. Oh my goodness. See all this information, useless information. So, who is the winner of the Rhonda Corey Comedy Hand Sanitizer? 100% clean comedy, 100% clean and sanitized hands. It goes to Rodney Norman. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And of course, you know, you came in so close. I think, you know what I think it is that room is just closing in on you.
Room, you're heavily medicated. You're in pain.
Yeah, he's, you know, you've been a trooper, I have to say. You've been a trooper. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. We have to show everybody. We are back next week. Alex, who is on our show next week? Oh my gosh, we have, as my guest co-host, we have Al Smith, and coming back to join us, Tony Palante, and of course, my favorite dietitian in the entire world, Judy Barb. She's going to be here. She's going to be talking about, they keep bees. So we're going to hear all about bees and honey. We're not going to hear about like the birds and never mind. Okay. Anyway, well, Rodney, thank you so much for being here. Jack, thanks for being here. You guys, all of their social media is in the comments, so definitely give them a follow.
Follow Jack. Follow Rhonda. Go see Rhonda live. Go see Jack live. These two people are very funny. Where are they? They're around here somewhere.
I paid him to say that.
I paid your therapist earlier today to hurt you just so I could win this contest.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Oh my goodness. And
this is the most fun I've ever had losing ever.
No, that's good. You know, just turn that disappointment. You just have to refrain it, right? Thank you to Christy Largent. And look, Chewy, look, he's alive, everyone.
He's alive.
That's right. He waits till the end of the show, and he knows when the end is, and that's it. He's ready to get up and get going. So, all right, I have to say it, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We're so glad to be back. But episode 116 is officially out. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Great to see you, Rodney.
Good to see you, Jack.
Rhonda, take care.
Thank you, Rhonda.
You too.
I will hold, I will hold, I will hold. Ain't no man, ain't no woman, ain't no thing, no, there ain't nothing going down. Well, I've said a lot of things that don't amount to nothing.